What's up, everybody? J Heat Sports Media coming at y'all again with that fire as always, spitting the hot topics and getting the sports conversation started. Y'all know what I'm talking about: football, basketball, and boxing. Let's get to it. So we talking basketball, women's basketball. Most importantly, we've got the Olympics coming up. Team USA, for the men's and the women's, they about to show out. We know that they're the cream of the crop and the team that everybody wants to see in basketball on the world stage. But why I want to focus on the women has to do with the controversy that's been surrounding Caitlin Clark. Started to die down now, which I'm glad, so that the women can focus on the goal at hand. And that's bringing home a record number of gold medals for consecutive golds won in the Olympics. They could break the men's record that they have. But the arguments that have gone on between different media personalities, the so-called media experts or chroniclers of the game, if you will, has been interesting to me. I've seen some of these debates on these sports shows get very heated and almost seem personal. Now, behind closed doors, I'm sure everybody's cool with everybody, and it's just part of their job to state their case on camera. But you could still see the tension in the room at times, how heated it would get on some of these shows, especially one in particular where it seemed as though the men and the women were at odds with each other on their opinions on whether Caitlin Clark should have been cut on the women's team or not. Now, I'm talking about ESPN First Take. I don't want to, beat around the bush. They have some of the best media personalities on there and have some of the best debates in sports. So I catch it from time to time. And it was interesting hearing those conversations with Stephen A., Monica McNutt, and others. I feel like what was being lost in the whole argument, and kudos to Molly for trying to at times keep things to make sure she spoke up for the women's side of things, but still mediating it and being kind of the mediator for even the men in the conversation, meaning Stephen A. and Shannon. I think the women really have spoken a lot and from a place of wanting Caitlin to have to prove that she belongs on the team. From a skill standpoint, they didn't seem to feel as though she's done enough yet. And the examples of like Breanna Stewart, for instance, making the team, they weren't apples to apples in their opinion because of Breanna's championship experience in college before she got to the pros, and the fact that her coach was coaching the Olympic team, some of the players on the Olympic team, etc. That's just one example. But the men were really talking about how it would be a smart decision business-wise to allow Caitlin on the team. We know she's good enough to hold her own. Whether she's one of the 12 best is up to debate, and really maybe not up for debate. She's not one of the 12 best women right now in the world. We get that. But the men were really pushing for the fact, let's grow the women's game to where you want it to be, and let's do it now. Now's the time, ride the wave. And the WNBA has been building this brand for over 25 years, and there have been women that have come along that have done a lot that haven't gotten the credit that maybe they deserve, or at least the publicity and the attention that Caitlin has gotten. Some of that has to do with the fact that Caitlin is white, people will say, but she is a baller. Her skill is a large part of it, and how exciting her game is. Steph Curry changed the game with his long range game, and Caitlin doing that so consistently in college kind of brought that to the women's game, and I think that's a big piece too. That being said, did Caitlin deserve, based on merit and skill, to be on the team? Maybe not. And we have to feel the women from the standpoint of wanting Caitlin to earn her spot because everybody else has had to. And there's a process to things. There's a way it's always been done. But just because there's a way things have always been done doesn't mean they always have to be done that way. You got to be smart sometimes, and not to say it's dumb not to send Caitlin Clark, because it's smart in the way that the Olympic team and committee is thinking in terms of the process they've put in place. They're following it to a T. But when they say that they're sending the best team to be able to win gold, they don't truly need even 12 players to win gold. It's hard for me to believe that they couldn't send their best 10 and win the gold medal. All 12 women don't need to get a lot of burn. Some of them maybe not need any burn. You might be in a tight game where you only can play 8 or 9 of the girls, maybe less, because you're trying to win, right? So you can send your best 10 and be okay. 12 is the luxury. You're allowed to send 12, so why not? But it's still a little bit of a luxury in my opinion. So the smart thing to do would be to send Caitlin and Angel Reese as number 11 and 12 and let them increase the brand of women's basketball around the world, and most importantly for the USA, and bring that energy right back to the WNBA. Caitlin Clark, there was a joke and a thing about her being able to play for the Italian team. I know she has some Italian descent, but I don't know if she actually would be eligible. I'm glad she's not doing it, because truthfully, if she was on the Italian team, she'd get burned probably and would draw some attention away from Team USA. They think because it's Team USA, they don't need any more attention. They just need to focus on winning, and their skill level and how good they are is what brings the attention. And that is partially true. But Caitlin and Angel Reese could bring even more eyes to a sport that could use some more eyes, so that they can get paid more and start to get even more of what they feel they're worth, and can prove it to be so. So that's just my thought on this. They should have took Caitlin and probably Angel Reese too. And they could win with just 10. So I don't want to hear they needed the best 12. Now, I'm not saying Caitlin or Angel is one of the best 12, but it would have been smart and still met the goal of winning gold to bring Reese and Caitlin Clark. But they're going to win gold more than likely. And if they don't, it won't be because of anything other than they just got beat. And whether they took 12 or 10 and just brought just only 10 and didn't bring an 11 from 12 player at all, if they going to lose, they just going to lose. It ain't going to be because we needed 12 instead of 10. The best 10 girls in the world from the USA, they got this. Good luck, women, by the way. And I can't wait and hope y'all do win that gold medal. But you should have took those girls. You missed an opportunity. All right, that's all the time I got. Y'all know what it is, and you know who you're looking for. J-Heat Sports Media. Remember to like, subscribe, or get at me in the comments. Find me on YouTube, Instagram, X, and TikTok.